My material is paint, and I'm using natural materials to experiment and improvise with. I'm responding to this material by thinking about the concept of assemblage. The artistic language I'm using to respond to this is visual art. I'll document the process through a use of video so that I can show my artistic vision and experimentation. While starting the painting, the image that comes to my mind was of a tree. I used branch of a tree. I wondered, how could I paint something with branch? So to explore, I used brown color, same as a branch color, for painting. I started making tree on a paper. While painting, the sound of the branch supported the flow of my paint assemblages. While painting the tree, I used some drops of water with the help of branch. I felt like the water is dancing. The thickness and thinness are portrayed in this dance, also the heavy and the mild strokes. These boundaries become method of thinking about how the paint may interact and interfere. By erasing the lines between order and perfection, I hoped to experience the fusion of myself with the non-human elements through this process. Then I decided to experiment with dried plant and leaf. For this experiment, I used dried plant leaf and the green color, green paint. While doing experimenting, I felt the sense of whisperings of wind. It is a sensory experience that inspired my artistic self to stroke the paint. Now, while painting, I want to feel the paint smoothness, the smoothness of the paint on a paper. So I picked the yellow color and started making the circle on a paper. And then I realized it looks like a sun on the top of a tree. While making a circle, I can feel the smoothness, also the sound while making a circle on a paper. And after that, I decided to experiment with the rocks. As my fingers came the roughness, I began to consider how the strength protects the connecting non-human from harsh natural forces. I began by dipping the rock into the paint and dabbing it on the paper. I was experiencing the thickness and the texture it left. I also experimenting the scratching and the scoring of the rocks with paint onto the paper. I also used some leaves to see the texture and the print. I firstly painted some leaf and then stick it on the paper so that I can see the texture and the shape. When I felt sand in my hand, I want to explore the different forms of how to use sand alongside paint. I sprinkle the sand on the paper and sprinkle water on it with the help of my fingers. I merge it. Through this process, I wanted to experiment with merging of myself with non-human materials by dissolving the boundaries of order and perfection. I can feel the bristle of sand on my skin. The sensory experience, that experiment afforded me chances to be influenced by the assemblage of myself, a human with these various non-human objects. So overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the process of painting with natural sources. Thank you.